Hello, it's Nova. I'm going to show you my top 10 underrated Oracle decks. These are, in my opinion, the most underrated Oracle decks. This video was really hard for me to make. My last two videos are top 10 underrated tarot decks and top 10 underrated Marseille decks. And those were not as difficult as this installment. I think there are so many underrated Oracle decks. I had to pick like 20 decks for this video. But because I really wanted to keep it to 10 decks, I decided to choose 10 out of those 20. It was really hard for me. And I still have one extra deck that I'm going to show you at the end of the video as an honorable mention. So I will, of course, link my previous videos in the description box. And let's start with Goddess Card Pack. This is a mass market deck by Junie Parkhurst. I apologize if I pronounced it incorrectly, which probably I did. So this deck helps you to discover which goddess are you. It says discovering your goddess within. On the back it says, which goddess are you? Golden Aphrodite, spirit of love and sexuality, Demeter with her strong and powerful mother energy, or Hecate, the wise, Kali, the creator, Athena, the just. Reconnect with your goddess archetype and consult the cards, illustrated with goddesses around the world to help you find your divine path in life. This deck is so cool. For a mass market deck, look at the guidebook. It comes with a hardcover and you get a questionnaire in the beginning. You see I've circled around these answers. So basically it's like a quiz that you have to fill out to find out the goddess within. And then it explains about the goddesses. So you have Kali, and then you get the history, Kali today, Kali's challenges, Kali and love, ritual and visualization, divinatory meaning. So it teaches you a lot about Kali. And then the same thing with Demeter. So these are goddess archetypes. And then you have Hecate. You have very few goddesses because each one is the embodiment of a different archetype. You have Diana, Athena, Aphrodite, and that's it. And then you have goddess cluster. So you have Kali's cluster of goddess. So it again teaches you about each goddess, which cluster they are. It's a proper study and it's short and sweet. Above that, you get these gorgeous cards. Like, look how cool these cards are. Let me show you. Comparing to a standard tarot card, they are this much larger. Then here you have more goddesses. In the guidebook, it explains. Here you have Medusa, African snake goddess. Diana, goddess of nature and the hunt. Ceres, Greek goddess of harvest and abundance. And so on and so forth. I think you get 36 cards here. But it's really cool, like these depictions are stunning. I really like the art style. And I have never seen it anywhere, although this is a mass market deck. I think it is out of print. But even if it went out of print, it went out of print recently. And still, there are so many out of print decks that people are talking about, but I have literally never seen this deck anywhere. While the system is really good, like you can get messages, you can do so many things with these cards. You can use them as your standard goddess cards and pull some messages out of this guidebook, or you can discover the goddess within and study about characteristics and energies of each of these goddesses. So that was the first one. The second one is another goddess deck. I have only two goddess decks in this video. The Celtic Goddess Oracle deck includes 52 cards and 120-page illustrated book illustrated by Giulia Cellini, created by Gillian Kemp. This is another mass market deck by Chico Books or Chico Books. The other one was by, which publisher is this? A Godsfield book. Okay, so again, I have never seen this one in any other video. Although it is a mass market deck, readily available and gorgeous, and 52 cards. So this is the guidebook. Look how much you get per goddess. It is in color and you get 2 full pages for each goddess. It teaches you a lot and it's written very well. And let me show you the cards. The size, they are this much bigger than your standard tarot card. In those other 2 videos, in my 2 previous videos that I have published, the underrated tarot decks and the underrated Marseille decks, I have shown all the cards of every deck. So I will do the same in this video as well, so that I have a cohesive situation. But look at these cards. Look how gorgeous they are. And the Celtic energy is really strong. And this was very affordable as well, like under 20 euros. Bought it from Amazon very recently, like a few months ago. It is really strange. That's such a beautiful oracle deck. Celtic goddesses, I mean, it's a very popular subject as well. Look at this. It's really strange. 52 cards, very high quality cards that it riffle shuffles like a dream. Cards are so soft. I've never seen it anywhere. Have you seen this before? Let me know in the comments. And it pairs so well with all those types of, all these Celtic tarots and oracle decks, and there are so many of them, right? It pairs so well with many decks, like the Druidcraft and Arthurian Tarot, Wildwood Tarot, all those witchy tarots. Never seen it anywhere. The third one, Old Ways Magic Oracle by Naomi Cornock. This one is a indie deck, www.gnomeart.com. So let me show you this one. This is one of my most favorite oracle decks of all time. This is the size. So they are quite large, very high quality cardstock. These are the packs. This is the guidebook in color, which I have never read, and I've decided that I will not read it. I've heard it's a good guidebook, but I don't want to take a look at it, because this deck reminds me of the psychedelic trips that I have had. Not only reminds me, it helps me relive those moments. For that reason, I do not want to read the guidebook. I don't want it to ruin it for me. I was actually talking about this in another video some time ago, and I remember Chanel wrote for me. She said that I should not read the guidebook because it will ruin it for me. She didn't mean that the guidebook is bad. She was not knocking the guidebook. Look at this. But because I said this reminds me of the psychedelic experience, that's why I'm not reading the guidebook. She said, then don't read the guidebook. So I then really listened to her and to her advice. And I think I will never gonna take a look in the guidebook. So don't ask me about the guidebook. But look at these cards. If you have been in this realm, this deck has the power to take you back there. Especially if you do a ritual before using it. Like if you meditate and do any type of grounding ritual. It does pair well with other tarot decks, and I have tried that, but for me, I like to pull one card and meditate on it and use it as an altar card, because the messages that I get completely intuitively out of these cards are so precious that for me, this is how I use this deck. But I'm not suggesting that you should also use this deck the same way. The reason I showed you this deck is that I think these images are incredible, and I am baffled why I don't see this enough in tarot videos, in tarot and oracle posts, on Instagram, in YouTube. I think this deck should have been a lot more popular. It did not get the attention it deserves, basically. The next one is another indie deck, the Heart's Eye Oracle by Olivia Rose. She was the creator of the Heart's Mind Tarot, which was a mass market deck that was released this year by US Games. But her Oracle deck stayed indie. And this is the size. These are the backs. This deck has so many amazing things. The tactile experience of this deck is something else. It's totally suede. Unbelievable. The background color is like a really beautiful pinkish, like a soft, creamy pink. These are the gorgeous backs. And look at these images and look at this color palette. Imagination, compassion, courage, self-care, transformation, and rest, love, hope, self-reflection. In my opinion, the energy of this deck is totally different than that tarot deck. Protection. In my opinion, the tarot deck, although is very beautiful, it is very flat. Like it does not ignite your mind or your intuition. And this one, in opposed to that tarot deck, is very intuitive, as you see. This one has depth. The messages are layered. You get a lot out of each card. And you can read this on its own, or you can use them within a tarot reading. It's such a strong deck, and it pairs very well with a lot of Marseille decks as well, and with many other types of tarot decks. You would be surprised. It's a very strong reader, very intuitive, and it's beautiful. I mean, look how gorgeous it is. I have not seen it around, like I've seen it maybe in 1 or 2 videos maximum so far. I've seen Honeyloo has this deck, and that's it. And the guidebook is good too. It's a pamphlet, but you get 1 page per card, and it's written well. It's really stunning. Another one, okay, I have Wild Wisdom Australia. This is a Blue Angel deck, was published a few years ago. It was created by Karen Roberts and Bunny Hughes. So one of those Blue Angel products that we all know how the cardstock is. This is the guidebook. You get this much per page. It explains about each creature. It gives you a message, and let me just show you the cards. I love these cards. So these are the gorgeous bags. I've etched them. Koala, well-being. Imu or Emu, spiritual leader. Greater Bilby, dark night of the soul. Black Cockatoo, Rain Magic. Coca, Happiness. Look at it. Dingo, Inner Journey. So you will see all these gorgeous Australian animals. Most of them, or a lot of them, are only in Australia. And look at this artwork. And this artwork on this luxurious cardstock of Blue Angel is so good. This is such an experience. This is one of the most beautiful animal decks I've ever seen. I honestly have not seen anybody have this, but I watch a lot of Tarot Tube. I follow a lot of people on YouTube and also on Instagram. I watch a lot of Tarot YouTube videos, and I've never seen this. Like, I'm the only one I know who has this deck. And it's a shame. I mean, look at the pink robin, mystical power. And this is the cockatiel, listen. And this one, cassowary, individuality. I've been to Australia, and this deck somehow takes me there. When I was in Australia, of course, the most fascinating thing that I experienced there is the wildlife, the variety of animals and vegetation. And this deck somehow takes me there, reminds me of the beauty of Australia. Okay, next, let me show you another Blue Angel deck that I have chosen for this video. Foxfire, the Katsune Oracle by Lucy Cavendish. So you don't need any introduction to Lucy Cavendish, I'm quite sure. So imagine you get Lucy Cavendish guidebook. And she explains here about each of these concepts and beings. Katsune is a Japanese spirit, is a metaphysical being. Look at the back of the guidebook. Oh. So it's a fox-like metaphysical being in Japanese mythology. Look at these backs, and I have edged it. Let me show you these gorgeous cards. To me, this is my absolute favorite Lucy Cavendish deck. That's number one. Number two is one of the most underrated oracle decks of all time, in my opinion. The keywords are incredible. I mean, you get keywords and you get key phrases. Like here you have grace, and here you have find a place to withdraw to. And here you have memories of the forgotten self. The cards are so meaningful. Acceptance. I love it. I love this deck. You have quite a lot of dragons. It's Japanese mythology, which is so interesting. And these cards are like, they are really magical, you know. It's not just because they are beautiful. They're really magical. Even if you just pull one card and read it, it's so strong. I love this one, Foxfire. I am really baffled why I don't see it often. Like, I've never seen it. I don't think I've ever seen it. I don't remember any video that showed this deck, ever. Like, out of all the people I know, I'm the only one who has it. If you have it, please let me know. Let me know about your experience. Let me know how you use this deck. But I 100% recommend it. Okay, another mass market underrated oracle deck. African Gods Oracle, Magic and Spells of the Orishas by Diego de Akshosi and illustrated by Breno Lozar. I apologize if I pronounced your names incorrectly. This was published by Rockpool, includes 36 cards and a guidebook, and it says, what if you could become the creator of your own happiness, change your reality, and achieve your desires with the power of the Orishas, the African gods and goddesses? Look at the box. There are many things that I really like about this deck. This is the inside of the box. I cannot decide if I like the guidebook better or the cards. That's how good the guidebook is, and that's how beautiful the cards are. And it's a very well balanced deck, like you get negative cards and positive cards. These are the gorgeous bags. It's in matte cardstock. It comes edged in this gorgeous black. Did it come edged or did I edge it? I don't actually remember. Maybe I edged it because it's a little bit sticky. Maybe I edged it. I don't remember. I got it like 2 years ago. Anyways, this is Alafia, and it says, no harm can hurt those who live in peace with themselves. You also have moon phases, by the way. You have the waning moon, new moon here. Okay, here is another god. I'm not going to pronounce their names because most of the names are unfamiliar to me and I don't want to sound disrespectful. This is the new moon, but the messages, because you get key phrases or messages under each card, they are so wise. There is so much wisdom. The future will never come while you're attached to the past. This one says, courage is the fuel that will take you where you wish to be. And this one says, when the heart screams, reasoning goes silent. The energy of the messages is a little bit like very ancestral, you know, like you're getting a message from your ancestors. And you know, the whole African spirituality is very ancestral. Ancestors are very important in Africa. Waxing moon. I've been to Africa. And this deck really has that African energy, you know. It is made by an African person. Full moon. The creator is African. I love the images. I love this matte cardstock of Rockpool. I love the color palette. Look at this. This one says, compassion is the path that leads to peaceful living. And this deck pairs very well with many different styles of tarot and oracle decks. You can pair it with anything. I've never seen it, I think, or maybe I've seen it in one video. The back of the moon cards are cream, right? It's strange that this one did not get the appreciation it deserves because it's such a good deck. It's so witty. There's so much wisdom in the guidebook. It's really like you're talking to an ancestor. It really feels like that. It's magical, believe me. Okay. Another indie deck is the Badir Oracle, a 40-card divination tool with instruction booklet by cartoonist Katie Skelly. So this one, I think this one did not get the appreciation it deserves because people did not take it seriously, because it is very cartoony, I think. Maybe also because it was very expensive, at least here in Europe. So the cards are huge, but they're very high quality. Let me show you. So this one is the Dome, the Diva, the Courtesan, the Maid, the Possessed, the Cyborg. So basically you have all these archetypes here, female archetypes, the coquette, the psychic, the vampire, the alien, the dancer. I don't know, I don't understand why this one did not become as popular as it should be. There is also a tarot deck, Bad Girl tarot deck. I think that one is more popular than this one, than this oracle deck. Although I like the oracle deck better because of the guidebook. The guidebook is brilliant. And also the cards are really cool. Each one of these cards is a painting, you know. These are gorgeous pieces of art. You can see that it's done by a cartoonist. Really cool altar cards as well. Very high quality. Let me read the guidebook of one of these cards because the guidebook is very important. The guidebook surprises you. Let's pull one card. Let's pull one card for the collective. The Goth. Let's read the Goth. So you get one full page for each card. The Goth lives in a romantic world of horror and death. In genre film and fiction, the Goth often finds herself as the keeper of a mystical secret, an explorer of unholy ground, or an unknowing link to the realm of the dead. She often makes her home in a remote, decaying property, and her solitude allows her to fully embrace every instance of terror. While the Goth's inquisitive nature and innate resolve allow her to stand up against corrupt forces, both human and supernatural, she may also allow herself to be seduced by dark passions. When pulled upright, the Goth may signal you to stand firm against life's inevitabilities, like pain, sorrow, and loss. She may also signal you to embrace your fears and give yourself over, at least temporarily, to the unknown. When pulled in reverse, the Goth may signal that you've become dour and need to move on from a difficult situation. Is living in a state of melancholy serving you? You may also be reaching to shock or frighten and missing the mark. Take time to understand what's truly unsettling. And then it says upright, stoicism, acceptance, passion, romance. Reversed, melancholy, hollowness, glibness. So as you see, the guidebook is really cool. Okay, we have 3 more to go. Next is the Book of Doors, a divination pack, an ancient oracle from ancient Egypt, created by Athon Vegi and Alison Davidson. And this deck was published by Destiny Books. This deck has been around for a few years. It is actually a big surprise why this deck is not famous at all. Like, you don't see it anywhere. I have only seen it in Jonaki's channel, and she has a review of this deck that I will link in the description box, because I have not worked with this deck myself, only because I really don't have time at this moment. Ever since I bought it, I did not have enough time to work with it, but I still know for a fact that this is an incredible oracle deck. I have read some parts of the guidebook. So this is a divination system based on ancient Egyptian mythology, and these are the cards. It has 66 cards, I think, and it comes with this die. Let me show you all the cards and read a little bit from the guidebook. First of all, let me show the guidebook. It says to all the Neteru for the miracle of the soul, singular thing. The Neteru is a term for Egyptian deities. So here with the table of contents, you have the acknowledgement, introduction. In the introduction, you have alchemy, the sacred science of ancient Chem. And then you have a neter, number, and sound, which is very interesting. And then you have the art of divination, approaching the oracle. So here it explains how you should work with this oracle deck, with the oracle cards and the guidebook. And then you have the doors. First, it explains about the Neteru, which, as I said, is a term for all the Egyptian deities in their entirety. And then you have Nepi au Un, the family of the 8 primordials. And these are 8, and you get 8 deities here. Then you have Pet, the family of heaven. You have 8 deities here. Then you have Ahut, the family of fire with 8 deities. Ah, the family of the moon with 8 deities. Ra, the family of the sun with 8 deities. Nef, the family of the wind with 8 deities. Ta, the family of earth with 8 deities. And Duat, the family of Duat with 8 deities. And then it explains at the end divinatory meanings of the doors. And then you get the appendix and also a little bit about traditional tarot, reference works, and index. This book by itself is so precious. It is so interesting. It explains the mythology of each deity, sometimes in 3 full pages, 2 or 3 full pages for all these deities. For example, Hehu, eternity. It also explains about the hieroglyphs, the Egyptian hieroglyphs in the introduction. So for each deity, it explains this much or more, as I said, like sometimes 3 pages. And then at the end, you get the divinatory meaning, which is just a few keywords. I want to show you all the cards. Let me zoom in. The Book of Doors presents an entirely new way to gain access to the wisdom and power of ancient Egypt. A practical tool for divination, meditation, and magical invocation, it will enable you to draw upon the energy of the Egyptian deities, the Neteru. The 65 cards in the box set were reproduced from Athon Vegi's evocative paintings, which dramatically convey the power and significance of each deity. The accompanying book by Athon Vegi and Alison Davidson describes a system of divination based on 2 occult keys, the Emerald Tablet of Hermes Trismegistus and the Magic Square of Pythagoras, an initiate of the Egyptian mysteries. The ancient Egyptian practice of throwing a die, combined with a unique triangular 10-card spread, opens the doors to the realm of the gods, where you will find inspiration, illumination, and a deeper understanding of self. Author, Italian artist, and architect Athon Vegi has conducted extensive research into the archetypal relationships between place, art, and architecture in Egypt, the Middle East, and India. Alison Davidson, a teacher of esoteric traditions in her native New Zealand and the United States, is a writer and editor for the Borderland Sciences Research Foundation. So let me show you all the cards. And as I said, if you want to watch a review of this deck, check Jonaki's video. I will link it in the description box because she has studied the deck better than me, and she has worked with it. And I only read half of the guidebook and I was flabbergasted. It is incredible. And you will learn so much about Egyptian deities. And the system, I've heard the system is really cool, like it really works for divination. So this is very underrated for what it is. The amount of work that has been put into creating this interesting deck is really a shame. This deck should get a lot more attention. The last deck, the 10th deck that I want to show you is Celtic Shaman's pack. After this one, I will have a very special honorable mention. So this is not the last deck of this video. This is just the last deck out of my top 10. So this one, the Celtic Shaman's pack, is a deck created by John Matthews. John Matthews has written the guidebook and illustrated by Cheska Potter. So right off the bat, these two coming together for this deck. John Matthews' writings and illustrations of Cheska Potter. And not only that, the concept of this deck is very interesting. It's a shaman's pouch, basically. Having this deck, having the cards with you, is like having a shaman's pouch. And it explains in the guidebook what a shaman's pouch is. Let me show you the cards and read the back of the box for you guys. So these are the back of the cards. I wanted to edge them, but I have not yet. But you see, there are different suits, different groups of cards. You see this color coding on the back of the cards. You don't see it in the fronts. The Celtic Shaman's Pack offers direct access to the inner cosmos of the Celts, enabling you to make contact with the powerful archetypes to be found there. This pack constitutes your shaman's pouch, representing your very own collection of items imbued with magical or mystical significance, offering a bridge between the world of the everyday and the world of unseen reality that is a part of every shaman's training. The cards represent key aspects of the Celtic universe, providing you with a set of shamanic journey coordinates. By working with the images on a daily basis for divination and discovery, you will learn to journey on the visionary path and gain a heightened understanding of yourself as well as insight into your true life direction. And in the guidebook, after the introduction and the concept of walking between worlds, which is the basis of shamanic practice, then in part 2, the guidebook starts explaining what is the shaman's pack, and the first one, which is the only card with the white border in the back, is the Tree of Vision and Tradition. And then you have the movers, which are only 3 cards with the yellow border on the backs, the Vision Singer, the Walker Between Worlds, and the Wild Man. So these are the movers. Then you have the Empowerers. Here you have 9 cards, color coded with red. So here you have the Ferryman, the Woodward, the Lady of the Ways, the Bride of the Waters, the Druid, the Keeper of the Wheel, the Seeress, the Woman Made of Flowers, and the Keeper of Letters. I mean, look at Cheska Potter's artwork. It's incredible. Then you have the Worlds, which are only 3, color-coded by green borders in the back. The Firmament, the Circle of 9, the In-World. And then we have the Elements, which are 4 cards, color-coded in blue borders. You have the Mound of Wonders, the Colors of the Wind, the Green and Burning Tree, the Well of Segates. Then you have the Totem Beasts, which are 11 cards, color-coded with brown borders. And you have the Salmon, the Stag, the Crane, the Owl, the Crow, the Otter, the Hound, the Eagle, the Boar, the Horse, and the Cow. And then you have the Shapers, which are 9 cards, color-coded in purple borders. So these are the Shapers: the Father, the Mother, the Son, the Maiden, the Lady of the Sacred Earth, the Lord of the Sea, the Lady of the Moon and Stars, the Lord of the Underworld, and the Lady of the Cauldron. So these are the cards. And then in the guidebook, it explains in part 3, basically how to read the cards or how tell yourself stories, reading and revelations, telling yourself stories. And then in part 4, you have roots and branches. So this guidebook is very interesting. It teaches you a lot. I have read the guidebook, not entirely, because I have received this deck recently and I did not have the time to read it, but this is one of those guidebooks that definitely I'm going to read, definitely. So yeah, I mean, the beauty of the cards, Jessica Potter's artwork. She's the illustrator of Greenwood Tarot, which is out of print, but you can easily attain this deck. This incredible oracle deck is mass market, readily available on Amazon. I bought it on Amazon a few months ago, and I am really baffled why this deck is not popular at all, why nobody talks about it. I have not seen it in any videos. Definitely in my top 10. This is not in my top 10 oracle decks, by the way. I have another video, my top 10 oracle decks, which I will link in the description below. This is in my top 10 underrated oracle decks. Okay, so we are done with my 10, and now an honorable mention goes to the Doors of Somlipith, a new dimension of card reading, by Anna Cortez, illustrated by CJ Freeman. This deck is so interesting. This is a whole new system, a magical system in card reading, and there is so much in this guidebook. Basically, it explains to you, it teaches you a whole new divinatory system of card reading, which is very interesting. It is very unique, it makes sense, it's magical, it's mind-blowing, really. I read a lot of this guidebook last year, and I worked with it a few times, and I did make a review video about it, which I will link in the description box. So this guidebook was written by Anna Cortez, and it was illustrated by her late father, CJ Freeman. It is basically a playing card deck. Look how cool these cards are. These are the bags. I've etched them myself. So this deck was published by Schiffer. So the Queen of Hearts is Deja. Let me zoom in. To me, it is very strange that this deck did not get the appreciation it deserves, because you don't need to learn the system to be able to use these cards. This is Ethra. This is Fortress of Desire. You can treat it like a simple oracle deck. You can just pull cards in whichever way that you use your other oracle decks. You can use it within a tarot reading, just pull one card or a few cards and read the meanings in the guidebook. Or you can use these cards in spreads, in your own spreads, or get a message, pull one card, get a message, or meditate on the cards. You can do so much with them. And the cardstock, by the way, is incredible. It's so luxurious and high quality. It's really nice. And look how cool they are. It's definitely an autumn deck for me. But I've almost never seen it anywhere. It's really a shame. If you want to know more about this deck, watch that video of mine. I'm not going to take your time any longer in this video, but I will link my review of this deck in the description box. So that's it. This was my video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you like my videos, please subscribe, like, and share. I would really appreciate that. And I hope to see you in the next one.